Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Apoorv Agarwal. As Chief Executive Officer and founder of Text IQ, Apoorv drives the strategy, product vision, and technology innovation at one of the fastest growing technology startups in the U.S. Under his leadership, Text IQ continues to grow its revenue 100% year over year. With a natural curiosity towards finding ways to use AI to solve organizational and business problems, Apoorv has dedicated a significant part of his early business and academic career to research and development. Today, he works closely with chief executives of highly regulated Fortune 500 companies, helping them implement AI as a tool for risk mitigation and power digital transformation.
Well, good afternoon, Apoorv. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Brian. Excited to be here.
Thank you so much. And yes, we appreciate you jumping on and appreciate the changes in time zones. So again, most appreciated. And we're going to jump right into your story here. So Apoorv, you've got quite the career in technology as a software engineer, researcher, and now you're the co-founder and CEO of Text IQ. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Yeah, definitely, Brian. And I don't know if I'd call this a secret, but I've been lucky to have a lot of good friends, and I've generally been open to opportunities. And I think these two things have been crucial to my career growth. To elaborate on that, give you some background. I grew up in India, humble background. I had seen New York in movies, but getting here seemed like getting to the moon. I had no idea what an Ivy League school meant. But given my interest in data mining, a friend of mine recommended applying to Columbia for a master's, did that, was lucky to get in, and fell in love with natural language processing and machine learning. So that's really where my research career started. I ended up doing some research and publishing quite an important paper on the topic of sentiment analysis. That was very hot that time. It remains to be a hot area of research. And one thing led to another. I never thought I'd do a PhD, and then starting a company, just forget about it. So I generally have a curious mind. I love learning. I love experimenting with things. As it turns out, the combination of that, along with good mentors and friends, is a powerful combination. And of course, pepper it with a little bit of luck. So that's been a summary of my journey so far.
And I love that. And I appreciate you sharing your story. You know, we can't do things alone in this world. Having a good network, having supporters, friends, and family is always obviously in our favor when we're trying to do a startup. So I appreciate the share on that. And so Apoorv, let's talk about this pandemic. We think it's starting to lift. There's people saying, well, there's this new variant, but who knows? But hopefully we'll go back to some sort of normalcy real soon. But what are your plans for business growth going forward? And will it be any different than the last 16 months?
Sure, Brian. So we actually grew our business, our subscription revenue by over 400% last year. So there was a huge amount of tailwind behind our business and growth. I don't know if we'll be able to maintain that growth this year or following years. But COVID, I think in general, has accelerated digital transformation. People in general at the enterprises, individuals, everyone's looking for more efficient ways of doing things. And I think this is a golden era for artificial intelligence and for technology in general. I think these things have pulled us way into the future. We might have gotten there for the next 5 years, 10 years, who knows? But the silver lining of this pandemic, in my opinion, is getting people more technically savvy, getting them to appreciate what technology can do for us, and how it can help us adapt to something as massive as this pandemic.
Thank you. Appreciate your journey through this pandemic, and I'm grateful and happy that you were able to grow your subscription base by that much. That's incredible, and I hope and wish you continued success going forward, of course. So, Apoorv, let's talk a little bit about technology. You're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies within your tech stack. Is there anything you might be able to share with us today?
Absolutely, Brian. Maybe I'll start with just giving people a sense of what is that? What is the innovative thing we ended up building in the labs during my PhD? So we ended up building models that could go through unstructured data, something as unstructured as a 19th century British novel. So think of Jane Austen's Emma. It could read the novel, it could extract the characters from the story. That's easy. But based on how different characters interacted with one another, these models could infer the roles of characters in the story. Is this what's the role that this character is playing? How are they related to other characters? Are they friends? Are they foes? Is this character important? What are communities? How do these communities overlap? And then turns out that's combining both the social aspect as well as the linguistic aspect is a very powerful idea. And so we've been able to take this idea out of the labs, apply it on enterprises' data, and help them identify all kinds of sensitive needles sitting in their unstructured haystacks, sitting in their email communication, Slack conversations, all kinds of documents they're producing. So things like, think of personal information. That's a hot topic these days with GDPR, CCPA. There might be a federal privacy law coming in the US. There's a couple of recent initiatives that are built on that idea of what we call a socio-linguistic hypergraph. And then one application we're particularly excited about is being able to identify unconscious bias within companies, within organizations. And obviously, I think culturally, it's very important to identify things like unconscious bias and work towards a world that's more diverse and more inclusive. So we're very excited about that initiative. And there are a few other initiatives. We call this category AI for Good. So outside of just enterprise applications, we are also making a lot of progress on the social aspects.
That's amazing. And there has been a lot of movement in this area around machine learning about those particular topics you talked about, the unconscious bias and, searching through or indexing a ton of unstructured data as well. And that's just huge. As you know, they say that the last 2 years has produced more data than all the previous years before that. So we're going to need to leverage those machines at this point. So I appreciate that share. And Apoorv, last question. Can you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in technology or entrepreneurship?
Yeah. That's a tough one. But it reminds me of, I taught a class at Columbia for about a year. It was an entry-level course in computer science. And it was meant for students that were pursuing all kinds of majors and minors. Didn't have to be computer science or math. So people from liberal arts, economics, all kinds of majors came to that course. And I gave them one advice. I told them that everything is becoming computational. At Columbia, I ended up collaborating with a professor of history, in fact. So history is becoming computational. Geography, manufacturing, even a few forms of music and art are becoming computational. So I think we live in a world where it's not the case that everyone needs to learn programming or be a software engineer, but I think we live in a world where it's important to understand how computers work, how artificial intelligence or machine learning works. There's actually nothing deep about how computers work. Computers are an invention of humankind. Mathematics is deep. That's more about discovering what nature has to offer. But computer science is completely our invention, and there's nothing deep about it. And I find that for people who don't understand, there's this sense of anxiety, right? There's a sense of anxiety that, hey, is this, world of artificial intelligence going to take over the world? None of that is happening. At least I don't see a path to that. So I think it's crucial to understand how computers work, how technology works, to build a career in technology. Again, not everyone needs to be a software engineer, but that understanding, I think, is crucial, and a lot of innovation. I think someone said technology is eating the world. Someone else said, technology created this problem. It's going to help us get out of it. I think all of these things are very true. And in entrepreneurship, a lot of innovation is coming from using technology in innovative ways. So that would be my advice.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And you're absolutely right. We've introduced some of our own problems, right? But we will definitely have to get creative, get innovative, whether it's a process or a technology, but we've got to rethink of how we do things going forward so we can make the world a better place. So Apoorv, it was certainly a pleasure having you on the show today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Bye for now.